Hey there, Mr. Terry, high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher X video. All right, it is the day after Election Day, and I thought it'd be a good time to check out this video that Drew put out, and it is called The Election Results They Don't Want You to See. So we'll see what we got with the election memes. By the way, thank you to everyone that came out to last night's election stream. It was incredible. We had a great turnout, and I'm going to keep that thing up because we had some really good discussions with the YouTube guests that we had on. In the first hour, you can find Chris from Vlogging Through History. In the second hour, you can find Mr. Beat, and overlapping between them, we had JD from the History Underground. We had some really good discussions that kind of covered different political perspectives, and I think if you didn't join us, check that out because I think it could be very insightful. All right, this original video is going to be down below. Please support Drew Durnil, and let's get started. All right, Meme Master Drew, what do you got for us, bud?
I just wanted to preface, I'm recording this before knowing the election results, which might or might not make this video, I don't know. The United States.
You know what? I actually like that better. Let's see what's going down here if it matches up from what happened last night.
Presidential election results if the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted on election day. We got Trump and Harris tied, but oh my goodness, the pyroclastic ash and debris coming out of nowhere. No one could have predicted a third party win like this. I think ash and debris.
Wait, let's look at the results actually from this. All right, so the Mountain West is gone. I'm dead. All right, you still got plenty of electoral votes, I think, going on in the on the West Coast states. But yeah, the Mountain West is gone. There's a lot of red states in there, so that might be kind of damaging. And just, you know, well, even with what happened last night, I think Trump still wins.
Erupted on election day. We got Trump and Harris tied, but oh my goodness, the pyroclastic ash and debris coming out of nowhere. No one could have predicted a third.
You didn't know Yellowstone is a supervolcano.
Ash and debris has some good ideas. I don't agree with everything they do, but at least they're willing to try something new. Yeah, like blowing us up. I like the sound of that. What would you do if you woke up on November 6th and saw this? Trump 0, Harris 0. Jesus Christ, 538. Well, I didn't expect that, but I guess Jesus here is running as a libertarian because they usually choose yellow like this in the U.S. That'd be crazy, actually. Just make a movie about
what
that.
Political Honestly, party would Jesus be?
Feel way better. And I'm an atheist. That is a crazy GIF. Meanwhile, the upvote is, that's okay. How did that even happen like that? You wake up on November 6th and these are the results. What you doing? Holy crap. This is literally 1984. It's literally 1984. This is where Ronald Reagan won in an absolute landslide. Mondale got this.
Yeah, biggest landslide, ever. And, yeah, the only state to win is the opponent states with Mondale. So yeah, that was rough.
Destroyed. There ain't no way.
For them.
There ain't no way. Let's see. Buy Apple stock.
Do you think we're gonna see, do you think it's more or less likely where we would have a landslide like that? Such a big part of the rhetoric then was the Cold War, and it kind of was like reinvigorating after kind of the detente of the 1970s. And Reagan really campaigned a lot on that. It's the whole, evil empire thing, and he's running for his re-election at this time, and people liked kind of that and to see the Soviet Union starting to struggle. So there was some interesting historical context. We think we're less or more likely to see that kind of electoral landslide anymore.
Get a job at the NASA tech sector. Get ready to see Jordan in his prime. I mean, yeah, if you basically put me in a time machine and take me back to 1984, I'm about to be so rich. I'm gonna make so many W moves. Oh yeah, Tim Wallace, because he is from Minnesota. You wake up November 6th and this is the election results. What are your reaction? Oh my God, is this an ultra rare Green Party landslide? Donald Trump 0, Kamala 0, Shrek 538. We all are gonna start.
I thought it was actually gonna be the Green Party.
Fest. I just learned that's a real event too. Wait, I'm sporting green. I supported Shrek. Have you heard of this though before? Shrek Fest. Like you can find these things happening all around the world. They've been going on since like 2018 at least. Jesus, I want to go back. Am I late to the game?
Scary.
Yeah, I'm late. Oh, hail the king. All Stars, the new national anthem.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, these are the sins I died.
Go and vote now.
Lose all swing states and still win. So in this universe, Trump's winning Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, also Georgia. Don't forget Arizona and Nevada. But you might notice one thing. There's now a much massiver blue wall. So much more massiver, I can't even begin to imagine. All Kamala Harris has to do is win states like Alabama and Mississippi.
Sorry.
Well, some states that haven't voted.
Haven't had anything close to that since pre-civil rights movement. Yeah,
literally decades. I guess in the
now that we look back, I don't know which prediction this was. I mean, this is obviously somebody just like memeing here. But the interesting part is the states that were blue were not a lot of the ones that were red on here, because the whole blue wall, those kind of like northeastern middle things from states from like, so Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania all went to Trump. Those were states that were tantamount to Harris winning. And then Virginia, interestingly, that's the only like swing state basically she had won. North Carolina was a swing state that actually did go red. So did Georgia. Again, they'd been swing states in the past. And then same thing with Nevada and Arizona. Interesting how a lot of this was actually the opposite, which may not say much, but it does for the ones that actually went red on this little meme map.
Contrary, Trump could also do this and lose all the swing states. Other than I make this video and you guys are from the future and you know exactly what's about to happen, and I'm like, I don't really know what to expect. Is this gonna age like milk? Trump could actually lose Texas and still win. Basically, he'd have to win all of the swing states, and actually, that's it. This is not that crazy. Out of all the crazy, like the other one was like not even possible. This is insane though. He just has to win literally every single swing state.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as big. Okay, losing Texas. You know, Texas was interesting. It's been interesting. Demographics are changing in multiple directions with migration of people, but also of people from outside of Texas, say like the West Coast, that come maybe from blue states, are going to go to Texas, as well as other parts of the country. But then you also have this interesting demographic that we saw with this election of, although Latino Americans still vote more for Democrats and did in this one, that margin, that gap really, really closed up in this election. So Texas could be an interesting, I don't know what the future is going to be for there. Florida used to be much more of a swing state and more conservative. People were moving into Florida and people leaving out. So like Florida went more red. I think Miami-Dade County, if I remember right, which had always been blue, voted red. And that a big part of that is the Cuban population, which more than any other sort of like Latino community is more pro-conservative and more anti anything that might look like socialism because of, well, Cuba.
State. And in that scenario, he could actually lose Texas and lose these 40 points. This is supposed to be like a dumb map video, but man, I like the electoral college system in terms of, you know, the numbers and the map and the math. I'm such a freaking nerd. God bless the electoral college. What would you do if you woke up on November 6th and saw these results?
What?
Basically, we have a completely unrealistic map, but it is fascinating because Trump would win exactly the minimum 270. Yet in this scenario, Kamala Harris wins the popular vote by over 75%. This is absolutely possible with this system that we're using. I did just mention I love the electoral college. That's because I like the math, the numbers, all that stuff that's involved, but
the math things and doing the math and map things rather than like the philosophy of it. By the way, what do you think of the electoral college? Let me know down below. And if there are better things, then what are they? And especially outside of a popular vote. Other methods, ranked choice voting, you know, any of the other ones that are kind of getting talked about now. So essentially what this was showing was like how the Democrats could lose, but have pretty much the biggest possible electoral vote, but still lose. Because they've seen that multiple times now, except for this election. Okay, last time Republican had won their first election with a popular vote was going to go back to also before Bush Jr. So, because, you know, Bush Jr., when he first lost the popular vote to Gore, but then also you had Trump's first election when he went in 2016, did not win the popular vote, but this one did win the electoral college and the popular vote. So that trend has been broken.
Yeah, it is very flawed, I think, at the same time. What am I doing? I'm going back to sleep and pray it was a dream. Probably storm the electoral college in Minecraft. I can't believe I'm going to Google
we do
this,
that.
but I just want to confirm.
Can people do that instead, please?
I think there's an actual building.
Yeah, that's not a building.
I'm confirming.
It's not an actual building.
There's no building called Electoral College, right? No, no. It sounds like
it's a concept.
I mean, I don't know. I never thought there was, but now I'm starting. I thought that was just a meme, but I'm like, wait a second, is there actually? Yeah, I'm pretty sure no. Like this is the place they got to show up and actually do the votes.
It's kind of metaphorical.
I put Michigan in the Middle East. You MFers couldn't behave. At least you brought over the up too.
Right,
you know, they always love to say they have that Upper Peninsula, and don't forget it, getting dragged down, I guess, with them. The IDF.
Wait, what? Yeah, what I was going to ask, what would Michigan still be voting if they were just stuck in the middle? Now, the famous thing that you might have heard a part of this campaign was the significant Arab community in Michigan, and thought that could really help sway the vote for Michigan, which seemed like it was going to be a very, very important state because of that, because of the war in the Middle East.
Always love to say they have that Upper Peninsula, and don't forget it, getting dragged down, I guess, with them. The IDF and Hamas when faced with the unrelenting might of one singular average Detroit resident. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a punishment for Michigan or for the Middle East. Trump could lose every state and not win the election. What? That's possible? Imagine if he lost every single state and also lost the election. That's crazy. I didn't know this could actually happen. Man, the electoral college. Stupid.
It can happen.
An ideal map of the United States
Oh,
of
wow.
America. Only the Eastern
wow.
Standard Time states are real. I think that's Eastern Standard Time, right? Meh.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was going to say the other part of us, the other 3 time zones just got completely triggered by this. I know East Coasters would feel that. They're like East Coast, Best Coast, East Coast superiority, but come on.
I mean, it's including a little bit more than just that, but basically, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. I love this fact, though. The Eastern Time Zone is the most populous region with nearly half of the country's population.
Right.
So you know what? In a way, this map is
first part that was colonized.
Real.
Makes sense.
I'm not saying that I live in California. That's a mental illness. I will admit that. But it's kind of funny. Ideal America. In a way, I can see the logic, especially considering, this is where the U.S. started, the old 13 colonies. I don't think you can be America, though, without Texas. I mean, Texas is pretty quintessential.
We were
America.
for a long time. We were for a long time. It was part of Mexico. Then they got their independence and tried to do that weird Texas Republic thing, and that didn't work. So they were crying to join the United States. But then you hear about those people that still are advocating for like some kind of Texas revolution. I think that's more for memes and just like, I don't know, narcissism than anything else.
You drew the line. I feel like maybe more like that. No, I think I want Colorado. Okay, maybe that. All right, this looks horrific, but you get what I'm
we can get rid of the
that
Dakotas.
I can actually see,
That's
though,
true.
to be honest. People are always looking at what if the Confederate States never rejoined the Union, but no one ever asks what if the West seceded. This comment with the
West
picture of
seceded?
your belongings, it's clown shoes and a wig. What you doing if you woke up to this? I really should have made this video like a week ago. Literally nightmare scenario. Trump 69, Harris 69. This is absolutely
Goes to Congress.
And this is absolutely possible.
That does happen, or can happen, and has. And what happens is it then goes to Congress for a vote.
I really hope that we're not actually looking at this possible situation, but there's literally no reason why this won't happen. This can absolutely happen. They're all just the swing states. What happens?
It's
then?
not
There has
like
to be
crazy.
Okay. Oh, an event
out of the ordinary. When you look at how many of them involve swing states that would require that type of vote, it's plausible. It's not like 0%. It's actually it's much greater than that. So it'd be interesting if that would happen. So if that Congress would decide. I did have a question, and I brought this up in the chat in last night's stream, and this was what I was wondering, and I don't know if I've confirmed it, but you can help me out with this. So let's say it does go to Congress. Now the president gets inaugurated on January 6th. What I learned, though, is the Congress people get sworn in 3 days before that, January 3rd. So my question was, so then who votes then for that, for that, the tying vote? Is it the sitting Congress at the time of the election, or is it the one that gets sworn in 3 days before the inauguration? So the new ones that get elected, because like in this election, the Senate and the House are now Republican controlled, or the Congress was, but now the Senate is. So obviously that would sway things towards them voting for a Republican. But again, with the Senate not being like that before these changes take place, how would that affect it? So which the new Congress or the sitting Congress, would they be the one to cast the vote? I don't know if Drew's going to bring that, but I wanted to bring that up in case he doesn't do it, and I want some feedback down below because I need to look into that more.
Decide the next president. Which part, though? The House or the Senate? I guess they did that in 2000 kind of with Bush. You wake up on November
they had judges
8th
involved.
I joked that previous post was nightmare scenario. This is actually nightmare scenario. But fun fact,
If Canada
these are some of my
joins.
favorite fake maps on the internet. Imagining if the U.S. had more territory and then including our new states into the electoral college system. So in this universe, we're including the southern provinces of Canada in the U.S. I guess Canada still exists in Yukon, so they have about
Alberta would go, red. Alberta is I've noticed, very close to conservative American culture.
12 people in that whole country. It would then be
they don't have to worry about the indigenous folks.
Manitoba is a swing state, you think? What's funny is we're not technically adding all that much population with all these new provinces. I think it's still coming under all of California. By
the way, isn't it kind of interesting how a lot of it extends what the political affiliations are just south of the border? You see the whole West Coast going up to the Vancouver region and up into BC, but then you got Alberta, which is an extension of the Mountain West and Midwest. Same thing with Saskatchewan. But then you get those blue wall kind of states that connect with Minnesota, like you can see here, and New York, which usually go blue, and Wisconsin and Michigan. They're more swingy of states, how it's connected with that. And then Quebec, I mean, you can do whatever. That's basically France, so.
Adding all that much population with all these new provinces, I think it's still coming under all of California. My manifest has been destinied. I didn't know Quebec loved Jeb that much. Jeb
I also learned
is a
about the
mess.
Jeb Bush memes.
Run for
I had no
president.
idea they existed until yesterday in
The
chat.
ultimate fat United States of America. What if the burgers actually caught up with us? So you can see California, and way over here, you can kind of see Texas, and there's Florida and all the East Coast. This is a disgusting, this feels like a meat cannon version.
The sizes are all screwed. Oh,
it's
wait,
horrific,
what?
But also comedic. What island is that?
How did Texas get so small?
Too? Oh, look at the East Coast. I love how you can actually see some of the real states in there somewhere. Bam, there's Washington. And then here's Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota is going to be a lot harder to find because they're basically just squares. Okay, there's...
We just got way
election
bigger,
night
huh?
would be insane. I've never been so fascinated yet so disgusted by something. What you doing if you wake up and these are the election results?
Oh, gosh.
Oh my god. This is crazy. Who wins? Who's next?
The children.
That's basically the most accurate
children
picture of
who
what's happening, it seems. What if you wake
blobbed.
up and these are the election results? I feel like this is giving us a sign. What should we do? I'm confused. Basically a Jeb victory. You wake up and see this.
Actually, I don't know why I thought that was funny. Just shut the F up. That's the results you wake up to. Just, all right.
In 2 days, how should we do? I'm confused. Basically a Jeb victory. You wake up and see this in 2 days.
I need to
How
know
would
more
you
about the
react?
Jeb
Okay, this
Bush
is big.
origination
Literally
of
the
that.
entire U.S. takes their revenge for Peanut and Fred. You know, that story is crazy. That made
We
me
did a
so
moment
mad.
of silence
How is New
for
York just allowing
Peanut.
that? That's what I want to know. At least Harambe's watching
During the
over
stream
it. In the end, it
last
was
night.
not women's rights, the economy, foreign aid, or the controversies over the judicial system that determined the election. It was the execution of one squirrel in cold blood that galvanized and reunited the United States. Bruh. What if you woke up and these were the election results?
Patrick
It's a Matt Pack victory. I hope this is not just a theory. Winning with
Patrick
almost
Harris
a 50% vote. I don't think he should run right now, but if he waits like another 10, 20 years when all the kids grow up, well, I've watched him for a long time. I'm grown up, but he needs even
Is
more
Matt-
voter base.
is
We
Matt
need to
gonna
get
win?
old.
Would he win?
Might win, maybe. If he just
Matt
plays
Pat
his
win?
cards right. You want to know the theories that would come out if he was president of the U.S.? There's definitely some jokes I can make about this, but I don't know how safe they would be.
Just
What if you wake
every day every day as part of his agenda is just a new theory.
up and these are the election results?
East Carolina.
We turned Israel into East Carolina. I guess we just annexed
It's basically
Israel.
an
51st
American
state. We do
colony,
need an
right?
East Carolina. We got North and South. You can't make Dakota. It's too far away from the Dakotas. Technically, you can sail from the Carolinas to Israel. Dakotas are landlocked. Brings
East
a whole new meaning
Brooklyn.
to 51st
Call
states.
it East Brooklyn. There's so many that have settled from New York City. 51.
I like having a
51st state.
coastline. Or referring to modern day Poland territory or German.
we get
sometimes it was
Danzig now.
old German East Prussia. I despise you and hope you die. Oh, these are basically alternative history maps, basically. Yeah, they really like to give this territory. Well, now it's
Say the US
Kaliningrad
gets
under
Danzig
Russia's
now.
control. Imaginary scenarios love to just, I don't know, just do away with that. The Germans don't deserve coastline. All of the Germans' coasts will be Slavic-sized. Also, we might have just come to this major revelation. The No-No Germans were the only place on Earth that united the Briests. Briest, France, and at the time, Briest,
Well, by force.
who had this? Am I even pronouncing that right? I hope
Unified.
that's the way to pronounce it. There you go. Briest, Belarus. So yeah, this is the only nation that might have actually got both of the
Brest.
Briests.
Breast.
Oh, I feared that. That's
Yep.
not okay. I was
Yep.
really hoping
Sorry,
that
Drew.
it wasn't that pronunciation, but
Breast.
Brest
well,
Livost.
they were too powerful. That's why they had to be.
Hey,
taken
this
down.
video's gonna
I
get
wanna
flagged
see an
now.
empire that united Dublin, Ireland, and Lublin, Poland. Oh, Napoleonic France too. I didn't think about that. Dang. Who's gonna be next to do it? Guys, why is today its own city in Egypt? Well, we missed this post by like a month, but
Yeah.
why is this district in Cairo, Egypt, called the 6th of October City? Oh no! Don't tell me there's a dark meaning, but I feel like it's gonna be dark. How long have you been waiting to post this? 364 days minimum. 6th
Who did that? Was not the Egyptians, okay?
of October residents when there's a 7th of October city be like? Yeah, is there like a city for every day in October? Or is it just the days that fall on the 6th? It is named after the 6th of October 1973, which began the October War. What is this?
very
They
different.
literally put a Mercator projection on a basketball.
way!
This is the most horrific thing I've ever seen as a map nerd. That projection was obviously used so you can put our globe of a world on a flat space. Like obviously we live on this egg-shaped rock floating out into space, but in order to display an accurate flat map,
you don't have to.
you kind of need to use different projections.
It's three-dimensional. You can make a globe, just like we do with the globe, and actually get the distances and the land size, because on a two-dimensional map, you cannot, you have to sacrifice one for the other, either distance or land size. You can't have both. But yes, I like basketball my whole life, coach basketball for many years. I want a globe basketball. I love globes. I have that weird part of my brain of maps, just like Drew does. I need that. I did not know Spalding made that. And if they can't do a better projection than Mercator, I'll take the Mercator projection. It's better than nothing. That's amazing.
Projections. However, no flat map you look at is going to be actually that accurate. So why on earth would they ever do this? A basketball, which is literally
made by Canadians.
What we live on. We literally live on
want bigger Canada.
Why would you Spalding, bruh.
I hear you, Drew.
That for 5 seconds.
I agree.
Well, at least Greenland has data. My uncle works at Spalding. They did this because people in focus groups were confused why Canada was so
I called
small.
it.
I
called it.
I don't know. I don't want to know if this is true. Globetrotters. And big thanks to my patrons. Month 3.
All right, final thoughts. All right, whether you were happy with last night's election results or not happy, hopefully we were able to have a little bit of fun with checking out some of these memes. All right, you guys, thanks again. Check out some of the interviews and some of the events from last night. You can see it's basically an 8-hour show. It was a lot of fun. I'll link that down below. Check that out. And with that, we'll see y'all next time.